Okay, folks, there's a stack of these given to me. They're like an educational thing. I just thought this one looked really nice for this. See how we go with it. For kindergarten kids, apparently, from what I could tell. Okay, let's see what this is. It is some kind of, it's a flashcard. K is for king. So this is basically for children to learn, educational, basic stuff. Hated school, folks. School was a horrible place, and so was kindergarten. I never enjoyed my educational years. I was teased, I was bullied, I was victimised constantly. I just couldn't, and I couldn't learn either because I had an undiagnosed learning problem, which was due to a cord around my neck and a came out breech, and that cut the oxygen off. And yes, it's not been diagnosed, but it's had a huge impact on my educational years in particular. Really difficult to learn, and I didn't enjoy learning because of it. And I used to get into a lot of trouble. I used to get told off. I always had, when I went to special school, because I got into a fight with a bully and he made me scratch him. Basically, how should I put it? I ended up at special school, and they did not see that I had something wrong. They thought that it was my attitude towards learning. They said that I was to blame in so many words because I was not taking to the learning very well, and they didn't even diagnose me with anything. So I had carried this burden on my life in my entire school years, and I just got treated like I was a troublemaker. And I do believe I also have undiagnosed high functioning autism. And that doesn't go down too well with getting into trouble, because you want to do the right thing all the time and you want to be good, and you get treated like you're bad, and it's just really horrible. Horrible thing to be treated like it's your fault, that you're the one somehow to blame for your educational failure. And it was really horrible, and I just kept getting in trouble, and I didn't need it or want it. I didn't need it or want it, but I got it. So it really hurt my feelings that I was always getting into trouble for doing the wrong thing somehow, and somehow I was to blame for the shit. I was treated like it was my fault, and I carry the burden now. I carry the burden. I have scars. I've been scarred by my experience in the education system. I've been scarred, folks, scarred for life. I'm trying to it was also what stopped me from finding my partner Luigi, from marrying him, was because I thought I wasn't good enough for him. I didn't want to have another infatuation that was going to be unwanted by the person I was infatuated with. And that's come up looking shit. Yeah, but basically, I didn't want to have another infatuation to add to my list. And yeah, I thought he was too good for me. So school has really left a huge scar on me. And I kept getting into trouble at high school in particular. And it was really horrible. Like, I didn't want to show my school reports or my parent-teacher night slips. I didn't want my parents... It was bad enough them reading my school report, but it would have been more catastrophic for me if they had have gone to a parent-teacher night and the parents and the teachers would have said to the parents, "Oh, your Daria's a little bit... She's not focusing enough on her schoolwork. She's too obsessed with photocopiers. She needs to focus on her schoolwork more." And it's like, fuck, how would that have gone down? That would have gone down pretty nasty. Especially with my father, who is an absolute asshole, and he hates my photocopier art. He really hates it, folks. And to have that put to be blamed for by that, to have my education, would mean who knows, my dad probably would have shut me up in the house all day. He wouldn't have allowed me to go out because I got in trouble for having fun with a photocopier. But it was the photocopier that made me feel a sense of like I was dreaming, like I wanted to be a photocopier technician. And I really wanted, and that was one thing I looked forward to, getting out of that horrible school, was to become a technician. And I just used to hang on to that dream that someday I'd get into that field. Unfortunately, I didn't know that I had an intellectual disability. I didn't know that I had problems, and I didn't know that I was still going to get teased and bullied on the job and at TAFE. And that was really a sad thing for me. But what can you do, folks? You've got to just try what you can and focus on what you can do and not pay no attention to what you can't do. I'm going to try and change this around a bit. But if I had been diagnosed, at least for the high functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome, there wasn't a diagnosis back then, but there would have been a diagnosis for having an intellectual disability, and I wasn't given that diagnosis. So I was given the weight of my educational failures on my shoulders, and that was how it was. And I just couldn't function very well under the pressure that I was given. And it was pressure all round. It was horrible, folks. It was absolutely horrible. And I'm so glad my parents never got to read my parent-teacher night forms. I'm so glad that those forms went missing well enough. It was my intention to make them go missing. I did it, and I did it very well, and that would have probably made things a little bit more tolerable, but school was horrible. School really lives up to school sucks, and school really sucks. Make no mistake, folks. So I'm trying to get this material to go to air on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9. And I want them to just take my disabilities into consideration and have mercy on me and play my material, because I'm really trying to focus on what I can do, not what I can't do. And my dad still hates me, and my brother also hates me. They're both bullies themselves. So I'm trying to diffuse their bullying by showing them that I'm good at something, and that what I'm good at is not fucking foolishness, which my dad and my brother, especially my dad, but my brother doesn't appreciate myself as a photocopier artist either. They just hate me, as I am, and I can't allow that. I did some stupid things when I was young, and I'm trying hard to undo what I did. I'm going to take out the brown. Don't know how this is going to look, folks. But yeah, I'm trying my hardest to prove my enemies wrong, including my dad and my brother. Trying to prove them wrong, prove the bullies at school that they are wrong, that they're fuckwits, and that they are not. My life is not going to be the sum total of their fucktardery, their stupidity. They're going to fucking eat it. Bitches, sluts, cunts, bitch, scum. All fuck me up, but I'm not going to let them fuck me up any further. I'll fuck them up. No, I will. I'll fuck them up on, if the TV channels can play my material. I've been a victim long enough, folks. I've been a victim for too long. Even the people at church treated me with contempt. No, I didn't belong there either. So I've got a lot of axes to grind, folks, against the world, against people. And that looks shit house, actually. That looks terrible. It looks terrible, folks. Absolutely horrid. I don't know why it had to turn out like that. Yeah, I'm not going to let these bitches rule my life. You know, that they're not going to fucking be my king. They can go fuck themselves and be the dunce. That's come up looking quite interesting. I actually think I might add something to it. But I'm really angry at the way my life has gone, that I've been given a dud set of cards and I have to play them right. I have to play them right, folks. I have to somehow accept what I've got, accept that I wasn't in this stupid user interface. The photocopier industry is another thing I'm grinding my axe against. I hate this industry. I hate the way they make shitty product. I do, folks. I hate the way they do it. They just don't know how to make half decent photocopier, folks. Yeah, it looks interesting. Looks a bit less nicer with the less of the red. I think the red makes it. I think the cyan looks a bit shitty. I'm trying to think what colour I can put there instead. yeah, that's come up looking nice and bright and cheery with a yellow colour to it. I do think maybe I should maybe change that colour there, because I think the pumpkin doesn't go well with that. Yeah, I think we can do something better with that. I think we can put back a different colour. We'll go back to cyan. I think cyan will look good in that one now. But yeah, I'm trying my best, folks. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up, folks. And Channel 9, I'm not going to leave you alone. I'm going to keep hassling you until you play my stuff. I need to get in touch with my partner Luigi, and I've got to prove my enemies wrong, and I've got to focus on what I can do and not what I can't do. Don't make me subject to my disability unnecessarily, because I want to be recognised as a talented person, a person who matters to society. I don't want to be on Centrelink forever. I don't want to be a taxpayer's burden. I want to give back to society. What I've taken, I want to give, folks. Give back to society. If I can be self-sufficient out of my art. If I can be self-sufficient, folks. If I can be recognised as an artist, not a person who's got disability. I don't want to be recognised just, for my disability. I don't want my bullies and my teasers to go vindicated. I want them to fucking fall down and see that I'm not a fucking waste of space. That they were wrong to tease. They were wrong to bully. They were wrong, fucking wrong. Not right that I ended up working in a sheltered workshop, because they knew I was going to work for Sunnyfield, and I did. So yeah, they did. They fucking made me convinced. But no, I'm not letting them do that anymore. Leo? Yes, fuckwits, you may have predicted me working for for a division of Sunnyfield, Ablite, but you said Sunnyfield. Ablites are part of Sunnyfield, they're no longer there. Well, you've proven yourselves right. Well, I say, fuck yous all, I'll prove you all wrong. Indeed, I will. I'll prove you all fucking wrong, bitches. Yes, I worked for Sunnyfield. Yes, I know. But that's not my future. I am not the sum total of my disability. So go fuck yourselves, you fuckwits from school. You fuckwits from everywhere else that I've had to deal with. You can go fuck your bullying, go fuck your teasing, stick it up your ass, whatever. I'm not going to be the sum total of my disability, folks. I am not going to be recognised as a piece of shit. No, folks, I'm going to be recognised as talent. Talent with a capital T. And you can go eat your fucking words and your shit. And yes, you predicted Sunnyfield, but no more Sunnyfield or Sheltered Workshop for me. I'm going to be on Easy Street, fuck yous. I'm going on Easy Street, so go fuck yourself to hell, bitches. Go to hell, sluts. And there you have it. Rant over.